The HOA Tyrant and the Lakeside Showdown. The sun glinted off the lake, casting a serene glow over my rented lakeside home, but trouble was brewing. Margaret, the HOA president, stormed up my driveway, her clipboard clutched like a weapon. "If you don't cancel this party, I'll have everyone arrested," she bellowed. She thought the lake belonged to the community, but she was wrong. She had no idea who was hosting my gathering or the powerful family behind it. Her reign of terror was about to unravel spectacularly. I'm Richard, a 52-year-old landscape designer who moved to this upscale neighborhood to celebrate my sister Emily's college graduation. The house, with its lawn sloping to the private lake, was perfect. I checked the lease, full lake access for parties, kayaking, all of it. But Margaret, a 50-something with a perm frozen in time, had already driven 3 families out with her relentless harassment. Now, she had me in her sights. On my 3rd day, she rolled up in a golf cart, her blazer absurd in the summer heat. "You're Richard, the new tenant," she snapped, flipping through her clipboard. "Your trash bins are out 2 hours early. Regulation 7.3 forbids this." I apologized, biting back irritation, but she pressed on. "Planning a gathering? This isn't a frat house." I explained Emily's party, permits in hand, but she sneered, "Renters never respect our standards." She snapped photos of my car, my house, even my license plate. "Documentation," she said, her smile venomous. That night, I caught her staring from her driveway, phone to her ear, mouthing, "Not yet. I have a better way." What was she plotting? The party day arrived, the lake sparkling under clear skies. I triple-checked everything: noise levels, parking, lease terms. My friend Tom, a tech whiz, helped set up kayaks and paddleboards. By 2 p.m., 30 guests mingled, Emily radiant in her graduation dress. Then, a sleek government car pulled up. Mrs. Thompson, a poised woman in a sundress, arrived with her teens, Emily's college friends. Her firm handshake and sharp eyes hinted at authority, but I didn't pry. At 2:30, Margaret marched in, her nervous sidekick Harold trailing. "This gathering violates regulations," she declared. I showed her the noise meter, 62 dB, under the 75 dB limit, parking diagram, and lease providing private lake access. Her face reddened. "This lake is community property," she insisted. I suggested she check county records. She dialed 911, reporting an illegal gathering, but hung up, smirking, "Not yet." The crowd watched, tense, as she stormed off. Mrs. Thompson observed silently, her expression unreadable. 20 minutes later, sirens blared. 2 police cars screeched in, officers barking orders. "Turn off the music." Adults, separate from minors. Emily clung to me, terrified. The lead officer demanded permits, citing reports of trespassing and underage drinking. I handed over my ID and documents, heart pounding. Then Mrs. Thompson approached, showing the officer something from her purse. His face paled. "Ma'am, I'm so sorry. We were just responding to a call." The officers apologized and left, tipping their hats. From her driveway, Margaret watched, jaw dropped, then stormed over, screaming, "You bribed them. I know corruption." Tom, filming, muttered, "This is gold." I denied her accusations, but she vowed, "This isn't over." The next morning, Sunday, brought chaos. Tactical units surrounded my house, a megaphone blaring, exit with hands visible. A detective accused me of drug trafficking and bribing police. Emily's coffee mug shattered on the deck. For 2 hours, they searched, dog sniffing, finding nothing but a stale sandwich. Tom's videos showed a wholesome party, but one clip caught the detective's eye: Margaret's rant about corruption and playing dirty. Mrs. Thompson appeared, offering her attorney's card, vouching for the party's innocence. Margaret, watching from her property line, smirked, thinking she'd won. That night, Tom, his colleague Brian, and I dug into Margaret's past. Public records revealed she'd tried to buy my rental house multiple times, losing each bid. She'd formed an LLC, Lakeside Ventures, to acquire lakefront properties. Emails to the HOA board showed her obsession: that house should belong to someone who values it, not renters. Social media posts documented every tenant for 2 years stalking, not oversight. The bombshell: a recorded HOA meeting where she suggested the property was unsuitable for rentals, and she knew an interested buyer. Worse, we found audio of her fake 911 calls, ending with "No one survives 2 raids." She wasn't just enforcing rules, she was orchestrating a takeover. I filed an HOA complaint, triggering an emergency meeting on Thursday. Neighbors rallied, sharing their own Margaret horror stories. The Johnson family, evicted after a birthday party, and the Wilsons, fined for a book club, joined us. By Thursday, 50 residents gathered on the community center lawn, the lake shimmering behind us. Margaret, blazer on, tried to control the meeting, but I took the floor, presenting her harassment timeline. She countered, accusing me of bribing police. I pressed, "What exactly did you see?" She stumbled, admitting she saw no money, only officers leaving. The Johnsons and others shared their stories, the crowd's anger rising. Tom projected Margaret's 911 audio, her LLC records, and her failed bids. "You've been trying to force tenants out to buy this house," I said. Her composure cracked. Then Mr. Carter, a distinguished man I'd seen walking by the lake, stepped forward. "I'm Edward Carter," he said, "owner of this property and 6 others here. I'm also the governor's brother." The crowd gasped. Margaret froze. "The woman you accused of bribery was my sister-in-law, the governor's wife." She showed her ID, not a bribe. Carter revealed Margaret's scheme. Her LLC, deceptively named Carter Lakeside, had offered to sell him his property at triple the price. Emails showed her plotting to buy it cheap after evicting tenants. "This lake has been in my family for 3 generations," he said. "You thought you could steal it." Mrs. Thompson and the DA entered, arresting Margaret for false reports, harassment, fraud, and conspiracy. As officers cuffed her, she screamed, "I'll be back." The crowd cheered, electing Mrs. Johnson interim HOA president. Carter declared the lake open to all residents, with no HOA oversight. The aftermath was sweet. Margaret's house went up for sale. She moved to a condo 2 towns over. No lake, no HOA. She took a plea, 2 years probation, hefty fines, and a restraining order. The community thrived, hosting a Freedom from Margaret barbecue. Carter hired me to design a lakeside resort and slashed my rent 50%. Emily finally smiled, the lake now a place of joy, not fear. But here's the twist. Carter had been emailing Margaret, posing as his own company, collecting evidence of her fraud. That government car? It was part of a state investigation into HOA corruption, sparked by our party. Margaret was just one piece of a larger fraud ring. What do you think about bullies like Margaret? Have you faced injustice or abuse of power? Share your thoughts below. Should we confront such behavior head-on or find other ways to fight back? Your perspective matters, so let's debate in the comments. Like and subscribe for more stories of justice.